All right, runners, today we are talking about protein. How does it work in our body? How much do you need? And what are some of the best sources for runners? We're going to be diving into it. Animal-based proteins, plant-based, what about protein powders? Let's go, you're going to find all about it today. So if you want to become a stronger and often leaner runner, you need to be consuming protein. There are so many myths out there these days and kind of misinformation. I want to clear up a few main points. So consuming protein is not going to bulk you up. It's not going to harm your liver. And there are multiple ways to get your protein. You don't have to be an animal eater. You can get plant-based proteins in there, you can use powders. There are all kinds of healthy ways to make sure that you have enough protein in your diet. A lot of runners are under the assumption that consuming protein is all about bulking up. And that's something that a lot of us is the opposite of what we want to do. We want to be lean but strong runners. So protein does more than just build muscle. Protein helps your body recover, it helps with your immune system, it helps with energy production. So you shouldn't be afraid of consuming protein. But then how much are you supposed to get? Protein is one of the 3 macronutrients. It's made up of 20 amino acids, 11 of which are essential, meaning you have to consume them through your food in order to have that complete protein source. Now, not all foods contain all of the essential amino acids, so a little later in the video, I'm going to give you some examples of how to combine different foods in order to make up that complete protein. So how are proteins absorbed and digested? Digestion begins in the stomach. The proteins are then pushed through the intestine, where your liver starts to absorb and break them down. Only about 30% of those amino acids end up circulating throughout your body via the blood system and going into your muscles. So it's really important that you are consuming enough protein, complete proteins, in order to get all of those amino acids and keep your body running strong. So how much protein do you actually need every day? You want about 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. A lot of runners don't get that much, so I want you to stop what you're doing, take your weight, figure out how much it is in kilograms, and figure out how much protein you should actually be consuming on a daily basis. A little later in the video, I'm going to give you some details about some of the best foods. So start making a daily plan so that you're getting enough. Masters athletes, so anyone over 50, you want to be on the higher side of that because as we get older, our bodies have a harder time maintaining muscle mass. So figure out how much you need, set a daily plan. All right, now it's time to head into the grocery store and pick up some of the best sources of proteins for runners. The animal-based ones, you're looking at things like tuna, canned salmon, fresh salmon, sardines, chicken, organic ground beef or bison, shrimp, eggs, and dairy products. Some of the plant-based sources, you have grains like quinoa, amaranth, buckwheat, kamut, even something like black rice. And then some surprise sources, not surprise, we all know it, right? Beans, legumes, lentils, broccoli rabe, sun-dried tomatoes, artichokes, nuts, seeds. So the thing you want to make sure with the plant-based proteins is that you're combining them. So you get all of those essential amino acids that I was talking about earlier. At the end of the day, it all adds up. So every little bit of protein, 4 grams here, 10 grams there. There are even protein bars you can use, protein powders. There are a lot of good protein powders out there. Just look for a clean source. Make sure that you realize that you can combine all of these, that every little bit counts, and at the end of the day, you're reaching that 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. So I know a lot of you are asking, I get this question all the time, what should I look for in a protein powder? So a couple things that you want to check. If you're doing an animal-based protein, whey or casein, those are some of the most highly absorbable forms of protein. If you're doing a plant-based, you want to look for a multi-source. So it has more than one type of protein in there. At the end of the day, the protein powder that tastes good to you is probably going to be the best protein. Look for one that's clean, informed sport certified. That means that it's free from banned substances. And if you're doing a protein, I like to look for one with BCAAs, tart cherry extracts, something that has maybe some digestive enzymes in there. Vega sport protein is one of my favorites. It's a plant-based protein, and I think it happens to taste good. So head to your local Whole Foods or protein, nutrition, vitamin, and mineral store and try to make sure that you're reading the label so you get a quality protein powder. Everyone knows that protein is one of the... Everyone doesn't know that. So there you have it. If you liked the video today, be sure and click the like button. Leave us a comment. I always want to know what some of your favorite protein sources are. I'm sure you have thoughts about animal, plant-based proteins and protein powders. And subscribe to our channel. We have tons of great information coming out every week. All right, see you in the next video.